If you want the ultimate in protection without a ceramic coating, this is the video for you.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today we're going to be washing, decontaminating, and protecting this with two ways of protecting it that add up to make almost a ceramic coating.
But before you protect, you don't want to take shortcuts on the wash and the decon stage, Ivan.
No.
So talk to me about what we're about to do and why.
Well, foam rinse foam. This is obviously a car that's been driven a lot and not washed that often. It's a little dirty. It's very gritty, so we need to decontaminate it. There's no point in sealing over dirt. There's no point in sealing over contamination. We're gonna remove that contamination. But first, we need to wash the vehicle. First thing we're gonna do, Nick, if you wanna foam up the wheels.
And what's
tires,
in here, Ivan?
That is all clean, diluted 15:1 with just a touch of incredible suds.
Ivan, as I put all clean at 15:1
Right.
on this wheel, what does 15:1 mean?
15:1 is the dilution ratio, 15 parts water to 1 part chemical. In our rinseless wash, it's 256:1. In our bucket here, it's 1,000:1. Those are the numbers, they're easy to do. Now, 15:1, you're figuring out, how do I do that? Whatever quantity of water you want to do, as an example, we have 1 gallon in there, so 128 ounces, divided by 16. Divided by 16, that adds up to 8, meaning we need to put 8 ounces of solution in for 120 ounces of water to equal that 128.
So if folks want to unlock the mystery of our IK Foam Pro 12,
Right.
It is a gallon of water.
Right?
8
Actually,
ounces.
120 ounces of water, 8 ounces of solution, that makes up a gallon, and then just a cap full of incredible suds.
And 8 ounces of all clean.
You're right.
All right, I'm gonna get back to this wheel.
Yep. Nick, while you're there,
Yeah.
get the rocker panels as well.
They're pretty dirty, huh?
Yeah.
When do you recommend doing the rockers, the lowers with all clean versus just doing the wheels?
When we know a vehicle hasn't been washed in over 6 months, that is one of the ways of looking at it. The other thing is when visually you see there's a lot of accumulation, then all clean is gonna help. Obviously, today's foam cannon dilution is brought to you by none other than Nick McGurk.
And thank you, Ivan.
Sorry about
to
that.
celebrate that, he gave me a little bath, but that's all right. We're getting clean today.
We're gonna let this foam dwell for a little while to help bring down some of that dirt, but come take a look at the wheels and tires here. The first one that Nick sprayed, the back one, it's all brown. That is the all clean doing its job, taking that dirt off of that tire.
That looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
Almost like we have DIY friendly products that are professional grade.
exactly.
The whole goal of DIY was to bring amazing products to consumers so that they could get the results that we as professionals had been getting for years. We wanted to bridge the gap.
Exactly, and we've done so quite well here. And we can see on the ground everything that's coming off that wheel. Now that the foam has worked its way down, it's taken with it that dirt. We can see a line of dirt on the floor. Time to rinse the first foam off to do the second foam. Nick, before we do the second foaming, can you add a bit of iron remover to these wheels?
Absolutely. So Ivan, we foamed, right? We've rinsed.
We're gonna foam again.
We're gonna foam again. The foam rinse foam, some call it.
Exactly. Not just some, we do. I have a little bit of foam left over here. I'm actually gonna foam inside the wheel barrels a little more, get more lubrication in there because they don't look like they've been cleaned that often. That's gonna get us more lubrication for when we actually do clean the barrels. So definitely the extra bit of foam was a good thing.
Ivan, it seems like no matter who you talk to, they always say clean the wheels first.
Right.
Why do we want to clean wheels before the body?
Really doesn't make a difference, especially in the foam rinse foam scenario. Now, if you're just cleaning the wheels and then cleaning the body, yes, you might want to do the wheels first because you can spray the wheels. If you've cleaned the whole body and dried it and then you start doing the wheels, you're going to get overspray on the body, so you're gonna have to wipe it off again. I like to do the wheels first just because I want the Incredible Suds to sit on the surface a little longer to work a little more. In the wheels, we have a lot of it. We've had iron remover and we've had our friend All Clean in there. So we're gonna quickly clean the wheels, then they can sit while we do the rest.
If I was in direct sunlight, would I adapt anything to this process?
I would have just fallen the wheels first, clean them, and then fallen the body. I'm cleaning wheels. I like to start with the wheel face first. That way, if we're bringing any grit out from inside the barrels when we're cleaning the barrels, we're not then subsequently going in and rubbing it into the face of the wheel. I like to go in a clockwise motion, starting at midnight, working my way around, or if you prefer, noon. The time of day really isn't important. And this wheel and body brush is so safe that if we want, we can also do the body of the car with it. It's a nice, safe brush. It's not gonna scratch your wheels. Same with this. This is a Tampico fiber. They look old school because they are, but they work extremely well. And yes, they clean very well too.
As Ivan said, I like to clean the face of the wheel first. My noon seems to change. I get a little lost in thought, I get distracted, so I always start with the valve step. That's my midnight, and then I'll just use the wheel and body brush and get the face of the wheel first.
That's because you grew up with digital clocks, Nick.
Something like that. Doesn't explain why I miss spots everywhere else on the car, so I don't know. It just, once I decided the valve stem was gonna be my North Star, my midnight, whatever you wanna use, things got simpler. I do the tire after, using the same brush, and then rotate the wheel and body brush, or the wheel barrel brush, ever so slightly, 2 or 3 sections. If it's coming out real dirty, I'll do 2 sections. And I've got rinseless wash in my wheel bucket, so you may not see any suds happening there. That was from a previous detail. And one more dunk. And we're good.
Nick, I've got the roof for you.
How so?
Well, I'll be using the perfectly safe brush.
Excellent. Now I'm seeing a little bit of sadness on the paint. I'm not seeing the Incredible Suds, snow foam. It feels like a lot of this has drifted away. Should I refoam it?
Not really necessary.
I've got Incredible Suds in my wash bucket. Incredible wash mitt here with no pressure. I'll save the front bumper to last. You never know if bug guts are gonna be living there. And then I'll flip my Incredible wash mitt for a new panel. Yes, I'll hit a lower there. Oh my gosh, what have I done? It's a little dirty. Maybe I could have waited till the end. Ivan, should I wait for the end for lowers? Like, I got a little on my Incredible wash mitt there. And
in some cases, yes, this would be one of those cases.
I'm just so used to the foam rinse foam being safe, but this was a very dirty vehicle.
Right, and that black plastic was harboring a lot of dirt and holding onto it.
So as a reminder, yeah, I say the front bumper to last because there could be bug guts because we're still in the fall here. You could be watching this in the winter, right? But that's just the reason I did that. And always save the lowers till last if you're in doubt. It's a good reminder. So I'm gonna put this against the grit guard in there. I'm gonna make sure I really work that. I want a clean wash media. Yeah, it's nice and clean. So we're looking good. I'm gonna be very safe as I go forward, saving the lowers until last.
Now for myself, I'm actually going over the lowers as I go.
Okay.
Because of the way the brush works, as soon as I put it into the bucket, it releases all the dirt. Now, our Incredible wash mitt does that as well. Nick is used to different wash mitts, and the old school wash mitts, you had to go down to the grit guard. Our new wash mitt, you don't really need to do that. As soon as it goes in the bucket and the fibers are flooded, that's when they release the dirt.
That's so true. As much as I talk about loving Incredible Suds, I often use rinseless wash. And the reason is I don't have a garage set up at home. I love foam. Foam is fun. Ivan, rinseless is a little faster. Talk about when to use foam and when to use rinseless, kind of your preference and guidelines.
Well, my preference for foam is just when I want to have fun. I just find it more fun to get out the foam cannon and shoot the car and have all that fun. But rinseless, when I want efficiency, is the tool that I use. Both will clean. If you can clean it with soap, you can clean it with rinseless.
And vice versa?
Exactly.
So let's just test what Ivan said earlier. I'm gonna show you the lowers here, and we'll get it nice and dirty. See how dirty that is? I'm gonna drop this into my wash bucket. Not even rubbing it against the grit guard. And boy, that sure looks clean. So wow, that is safe. Ivan, explain again how that all works.
Very active surfactants and the flooding effect. So, like when we use our legacy sponge, it's the same thing. You get a lot of dirt on the sponge. It looks horrible, it looks dangerous. And then you touch it to the surface of the wash bucket and it's gone. That sponge holds on to all that dirt, but as soon as you flood it, it releases it. And that is the joy of surfactants. When you have a polymer-rich formula, it tends to hold on to the dirt in the wash media. We prefer a clean wash media. That's why we have a hybrid rinseless wash that has surfactants and polymers in it. The way our mitt is constructed, you have these long, wispy fibers. These are the ones actually, for the most part, touching the paint. Then you have these larger, knobby ones. And they're not a chenille. They're a very different sort of fiber. These have less polyamide in them, meaning that they release the dirt very quickly, but they hold a lot of water. And that's what we want, or in this case, soapy solution. And it'll also work great with rinseless wash.
Also, Ivan, I like that it matches Incredible Suds purple. We have the Incredible Wash Bin, Incredible Suds. Almost like this whole thing was pretty well thought out. Like we designed this all to work together.
It's a system, yeah. You can see all the dirt we've taken off the vehicle too. Next, decontamination. Now, we've washed the car, it's clean, but it's still a little gritty. That contamination is not something we see, it's not something we can feel with our bare hands. Well, this one we might be able to. Not too bad. But it's something we definitely need to remove, and it's gonna make the sealing or the protection last longer and do a better job.
Also, there's a huge hail thunderstorm happening outside our shop, so if you hear that, yeah, they're applauding. Mother Nature's applauding our decontamination towel.
Normally we would hear it, but not at this moment. But we can definitely feel the contamination on the surface. One spray on the towel, one spray on the panel, a different quadrant of the towel for every section. And yes, I'm decontaminating the plastics as well.
I'm decontaminating the glass as well.
Yes, 100%. Flipping to another quadrant.
And if you're not so sure about iron remover and you've heard of clay bars, clay towels, this is an amazing product. Just put it in your wash bucket, put it with your Incredible Wash Mitt, take it out with that iron remover, and just with the Incredible Suds on there, just do this, and it'll get those bug guts off. So I use this on every wash. I always say it in videos, Ivan, but I really do. I just keep it in my wash bucket. It just shaves off bug guts so well on glass if for some reason you don't get it in the contact wash.
Exactly.
This is the Quad Fold perforated synthetic decontamination towel. Ivan, it's also known as a clay towel on our website. Is clay the right word?
No, there's actually no clay in it, but that is the industry accepted term, meaning for search engine optimization or SEO, that's what we have to call it, if we want you to find it. After I've done 4 sections, I dunk the towel in my wash bucket. That flooding effect that we talked about before, same thing happens here. It floods this polymer surface and releases the contamination.
If your Incredible Suds is drying on the paint, I just grab my Incredible Wash Mitt. I'll do something like this. I'll just flood the panel again, Boom, one spray on the towel, one on the panel. Where I spray is where I put my towel. No pressure, leveraging the iron remover and the lubrication of the incredible suds. I'm going all the way down to the plastics. I've washed this already, but yes, plastics need to be decontaminated as well. Flip into a fresh side. One spray, and I'm just going till I don't hear or feel that scratchy, rough sensation. It's a tactile experience. If at first you don't understand it, just give it a few panels and you will kind of develop a flow. You know, whenever you're doing a job and you've never done it before, and then after a while you start to get into a sense of, I got this, I'm making progress, I understand it. That's what happens once you just actually do the stuff. So detailing, Ivan, it's very experiential. I feel like people just have to stop overthinking it and start doing it.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people, they think themselves out of doing the job. Oh, well, I can't do it because I don't have this, or I can't do it because I don't have this, and then, or I've never done this before. Just get out there and have fun and do some detailing.
Right, and maybe you accidentally miss a spot the first time. Well, you'll get it the next time.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect right out of the gate, unless it's a ceramic coating where we really want to get every step dialed in. A wash, decontamination, even a protection with a ceramic sealant. It doesn't have to be the be-all, end-all. Like, you will wash your car again. So I know we're in a studio, I know it's raining outside here, Ivan, but let's say someone's doing this on a sunny day and their product's dry on the paint, and they're like, oh no, something's got locked in permanently. What should they know?
They should know that we've designed all our chemicals to safely dry on the surface. Now, do you want them to dry? Do you want to purposely let them do that? Of course not. But can they? Yes. Because we know life happens.
We know people aren't going to read the instructions. They're going to use 10 sprays instead of what Ivan recommends is 1. They're going to be outside. Their kid's going to come out. They're going to stop detailing. An emergency is going to happen, right? Variables will occur.
Right. We know that life exists outside of detailing. Thank you for the squeegee, Nick.
Yep.
So we just have the roof to do on the other side, and then we can rinse this off.
Why can't we just put our decontamination towel on a broom handle, just like the Perfectly Safe brush?
You'd apply too much pressure to it. Because at the end of a stick, at the end of a broom handle, there's no way for you to feel how much pressure you're applying. Whereas with your hand, you can definitely feel that.
Wait, so you don't want any pressure on the towel?
No.
On a decon towel, on a wash mitt? Of course I know we don't want that, but there's someone out there who's just starting.
Yeah.
Can you remind them the technique that you're using and why pressure is an issue?
Yeah, the less pressure you use, the less chance you have of micro-marring. And micro-marring happens when you can scratch the surface. If you're applying pressure, and if you're holding it like this with your fingertips, you're trying to be like thing, it's not gonna work. You want to keep your hand as flat as possible, the least amount of pressure. You can move it around like this, and it will do the same job as if you have your hand on it. And yes, there are surfactants in our iron remover. That's why it suds up a little bit. The other thing is, our towel is a quad fold towel, meaning that we have 4 distinct sections. We want you to fold the towel. We don't want you to use it flat on the surface. So we made it easy to fold. That way you have more thickness and more lubrication. We promised you protection. Protection is what we're gonna give you. But we're first gonna rinse off all that contamination that we took off the surface. I've got a bottle of Quick Beads in my hands out of habit because I normally do the wheels on my way by as I'm rinsing, but we're gonna be doing Quick Beads over the whole surface anyways, so I don't need to do that. So Nick, here's a bottle of Quick Beads for you.
Are you ready for me to do it, or are we still rinsing off?
I'm still rinsing off the other side. One thing that's important when you're using iron remover is to properly rinse it off. We want you to rinse it off completely, thoroughly. That way you're doing a much better job.
Okay, Ivan, I've got Quick Beads in my hand. I've shaken it up because it has the graphene oxide in there. Is that overkill?
No, you want to shake it up every time.
Okay.
And then spray it on the surface. You're not trying to get the whole surface wet. I'm gonna be spreading it using the pressure washer.
Let's see, I'm doing the roof too?
Yep.
Okay. Let me hit the roof first for you. I'll make sure that's done, and then I'll do these glancing sprays we talk about. How's my technique, Ivan?
So far, so good. You want to get that plastic at the bottom just a little more because it's porous.
Yeah, and it was so dirty earlier.
Yeah. So you can see where the quick beads has landed. It's already starting to bead. It's already starting to do what it's supposed to do. We're gonna help it along using the pressure washer.
Am I gonna do just one half of the car and just kind of wait for you?
No, go ahead.
Okay. If it were sunny out, I would wait, right? I would do one half of the car at a time?
Yeah, but it's very humid in here, so we're not worried about the vehicle drying. And at the same time, I want to show you how you can quickly get around the car, not leave any streaks, and get the whole car covered basically in one pass.
All right, I'm just about done, Ivan.
So what we want to do is go around the vehicle in one fell swoop. I'm starting at the back here at a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna go down the side and you'll see a bit of foaming. We want to move that line of foam along the vehicle. Now Nick sprayed a little heavier on this side. You can see I'm having to work a little more to get rid of that line of foam. I'm gonna start at the bottom, work my way up the hatch, and then across the roof. The last step is to rinse down. That way, any extra or remaining is rinsed off the vehicle. And when you're done with your detail, we're done with the pressure washer. I take the time to stretch out the hose, then I go to my hose reel and reel it up. That way, it's easier when we're starting the next round and we do a better job. Ready for the next one. The reason I use a towel is any dirt that's on the floor or on the hose, I take off the hose. Now I've got a clean hose for the next time.
So Ivan, quick beads is amazing. We have water beads everywhere on the surface. We have slickness. We're gonna have just a really pleasant dry.
Yeah.
That is a standalone product. Is there ever a time to use quick beads or not use quick beads?
No, it's personal preference. So quick beads though, you do not want to blow dry it. That's a mistake that some people make. It needs to be towel dried. And we are going to be towel drying it, but we promised you even better protection. We promised you going over the top. We're topping it with Envy. Envy is a great drying aid, but it's also a ceramic sealant.
You don't have to use this now. You could have used this instead of quick beads, sprayed on and wiped.
Right.
Talk to me about the benefit of this kind of protection stack that isn't quite a coating.
Yeah, the combo.
The combo.
So the combination, sealant, stack, whatever you want to call it. We're taking name suggestions down below. Leave it in the comments. But it just makes drying easier, drying fun, and more protection. The quick beads by itself is a great drying aid. That's why we tell you have to use a towel to dry it, because you're still activating it with the towel. But now by adding Envy, and the two are engineered to work together, this isn't just a made up sort of thing to sell you more product. This will actually make them both last longer.
So what's happening? Let's show what we're doing and then explain what's happening.
So just a couple light sprays. You don't need a lot. And then take your drying towel and dry. We've spread the Envy. We've leveled our friend Quick Beads, and we have a nice dry vehicle that's easy to do. Now, for myself, I know today is a very humid day in the shop, very humid day outside too for that matter, and it's not gonna dry by itself in 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is get my couple sprays of Envy on every panel.
So when you say a couple, you know detailers.
Couple is 2, Nick.
I wasn't talking about me, I was talking about other detailers. I never use too much.
Yeah, right. On the wheels as well. And now I don't have to carry the bottle around. Oh, forgot the windshield. Now, some of you have remarked that Envy doesn't really have a fragrance. It has a mild fragrance. The reason we went with a mild fragrance with Envy is because it's also great as an interior quick detailer. Now, you don't want to use it on your windows on the inside, but for your plastics, if you want to dress them up, make them slick, and make them just shine a little bit, Envy is a great tool for that. And we don't want an overpowering fragrance on the interior of a car.
Ivan, the beading on this Ford now looks like a ceramic coating. Is this as good as a ceramic coating? Like, talk about what's happening protection-wise here, because I think people get their ceramic coated cars and they look at the water beading and then they think those are two things that go together.
Right. So a ceramic coating is going to give you better protection against chemicals. But for water beading, this is great. And water beading doesn't necessarily mean protection, but in this case, this vehicle, before we put the quick beads on it, was just flat. There was no water behavior other than just sitting there. So it was a completely hydrophilic surface. Now we've got a hydrophobic surface.
And it's decontaminated, right? So that's
Right.
a huge step of it. You wouldn't have to decontaminate before doing this process, but why did we?
Well, it makes it last longer. It does a better job. It's going to be brighter. And why not decontaminate? It only took a couple extra minutes.
So true. But not everybody has our products and everybody has everything, right? And so
No.
we like to remind folks, you don't have to have every single thing to have fun and get great results. There's so many different ways to wash, decontaminate, protect a car. And again, unless it's a ceramic coating where you do want to do the prep properly because we're locking something in for years, you can have fun. You can try different ways, right? You could use Envy only. You could use quick beads only. You could use both. Would you ever use Envy ceramic sealant before quick beads?
No.
No.
This vehicle, when it first came in, was almost matte. It was dirty. It wasn't looking healthy. Now it's got a nice shine to it. It's got a gloss, it's slick, and it's protected. But we have a few more things that need to be done before we can say we've detailed this car.
The wheels aren't done, the detail's not done, Ivan.
Right, so drying the wheels, I already sprayed a couple sprays of Envy on each wheel. So I'm just taking a towel, going around. The quick beads combined with the Envy makes the drying effortless.
Is the Envy overkill if we've already used quick beads on wheels?
Not necessarily.
As someone who might be a little sloppier on wheels sometimes, I always like a final drying aid, drying lubricant, something that's gonna give me a little lubrication, cleaning power, and protection at the end. So that's why I always like a couple sprays of Envy when I'm wiping down the wheels at the end. But ideally you should clean them properly the first time so you don't have any concerns there. But just in case, I just always like a little Envy there.
And like we said, no detail is complete without tire lotion. At least not for me. While I'm here, I'm also going to address the plastics. You can see how the brush makes it easy to control it where you're putting it.
Ivan, this vehicle's over 5 years. I believe it's a 2019. We know the plastics are faded. That's always a good indication to me that if I'm not putting a ceramic coating on here or trim, restore, and protect, and I just want my plastics to pop, the quick beads and the Envy ceramic sealant are gonna help. That tire lotion, talk about the difference between adding that and not, just to make a vehicle with aging plastics pop.
It takes that grayness away from them. So makes them nice and black, the way the trim should look. And it's a simple, easy step to do, so why not?
I'm just taking a shop rag with a little Envy ceramic sealant. I'm doing the door jamb. I used to do the door jamb with my drying blanket, Ivan, and then you kind of yelled at me. Why did that happen?
Because we didn't wash the door jambs,
Right?
so we don't want to get any grit in our drying blankets for the next time we use them.
And this is not like the safest method of ever doing a door jamb, but guess what? I'm sure they're gonna be happy to have a shiny door jamb.
Yep.
What is the safest way to do a door jamb?
Pressure washer, rinseless wash. Basically pre-treating just like we do everything else.
Yep.
So there we have it. Woo! It's glossy, it's dressed, it's shiny, it's slick. It's everything you want from your vehicle.
Sure, there are rock chips on the hood. Sure, it's a 6-year-old vehicle. You can use this on a $500,000 vehicle on a $5,000 vehicle. Our products are safe across the board.
Right, and if your car is ceramic coated, this is a great way of maintaining it.
Speaking of ceramic coating, you may be ready for the next step. How do I apply ceramic coating? Why would I use one? That video, folks, is right here.